So today is my last full day in New York City. Have a bit of time tomorrow before my flight, but today's the day where I need to do everything that I haven't done so far. My first stop is going to be heading to the Museum of Modern Art. So here we are at the Museum of Modern Art. It's not quite open yet, so hopefully when I get in, I'll be one of the first and it won't be too busy. There are two pieces of work I really want to see in here: Starry Starry Night and The Persistence of Memory.
Sitting on my own, singing alone, dancing in the middle, guess it's my jungle,
I could take photos, but I wasn't allowed to take video in there, unfortunately. But yeah, it was quite good. Could have spent longer in there, but I've got quite a bit to do today. When I was looking around the gift shop afterwards, looked like there might have been some Liechtenstein work in there, and I love his work, but I missed out, I didn't see any in there. As well as the guy with an apple for a head. But I did see some Andy Warhol, Picasso, Monet, Matisse, Persistence of Memory and Starry Starry Night. I got to see those, which I'm quite happy about. And Starry Starry Night, although I'm not a big Van Gogh fan, I do really love that painting. I think it's really beautiful. So I've not had breakfast, I'm starving, and as I'm in New York, there's one thing I haven't done yet that I really need to do, and that is get a hot dog from a street vendor. Quite a good hot dog. I could have done with some onions, maybe that was a bit more. This probably won't be my last hot dog in New York. And there's another one of these little parks, about 5-10 minute walk away from the last one, called Greenacre Park, with another waterfall. Really cool idea, really cool place to chill out. I wish I had more places like this in London. Really, really cool. And I'm now at Grand Central Terminal, Grand Central Station, New York, which is such a beautiful train station. I mean, looking on the ceiling, you've got like all the zodiac signs on there. I've seen this station in loads of movies before. I'm not actually going to get a train anywhere, unfortunately. Just stopping by just to get a quick look at the architecture. Because looking at train prices around the US, I mean, especially on the East Coast, it's so expensive. I was looking at maybe going to Boston or somewhere for like a day. Way too expensive. So if I ever want to go to Boston, it'll just be a case of flying in the future. But yeah, Grand Central Terminal. So I'm now at the New York Public Library. I'm sure this has been used in loads of films. I think this was used in Ghostbusters, unless I've got this completely wrong. Just have a feeling it might be. 12:30, 1:30, I can go on a tour of the Rose Reading Room, which is now forbidden for most people, unless you're on a tour. But you have to get there about half an hour beforehand. First 25 people are allowed to go into the Rose Reading Room.
I'm wondering again, what is dream in my brain? In this happy city, happy city, yeah. Happy city, happy city.
Yeah, it's pretty cool in there. I'd like to have gone back. I mean, I can go back tomorrow. So there's a section called Treasures, but it's been under refurbishment, but it opens again tomorrow. And that's where all the Winnie the Pooh stuff is, and various other interesting documents and artifacts to do with literature. So I could go in and see it tomorrow, but I think my time is going to be very rushed tomorrow. So I've made it to Central Park, which I was planning to do my first day, but I was just too tired to really do very much on my first day. There's a few things I want to see here in Central Park. I've only got a couple of hours because I have a booking for the Empire State Building after this. So I will do my best to see what I can within the park, and I've picked the right day for it because the sun is out. It's beautiful.
What is dream in my brain? In this happy city, happy city.
I'm now walking along Literary Walk, where you've got loads of famous writers. So for example, we've got Burns over there, we've got Walter Scott over there. I think there's quite a few more as we head down. So I'm now the Bethesda Terrace. There's a little under bit there, and on the other side there should be the Bethesda Fountain. So we're now on the Bethesda Terrace, and there is the Bethesda Fountain.
Looking people around here, happiness is near. Smile in the corner, you should see the owner. The owner.
I love Hyde Park. I go there. Actually, I don't go there as much as I used to, but I'd love to go there a bit more. Maybe this summer I will. But yeah, this is on a completely different level. It just seems like there's so much more going on. I mean, there's things going on in Hyde Park, but here in Central Park there's just so much. There's people selling things, there's people offering to play chess, there's a lot more street performers or park performers here, and it just seems really beautiful. It's nice to have a green space in the middle of a city, but somewhere like New York you really do appreciate it a lot more.
And I'm wondering again, why this dream in my brain, in this happy city, yeah. Happy city, yeah. And I'm wondering again, why this dream in my brain, in this happy city.
And behind me now is the Empire State Building, which I'm going to go to the top of in a couple of minutes. Wow, so this is a bit different. When you first come in, it gives you a bit of a history of the building and how it was made. And there's lots of little telescopes you can look through, which show you animated versions of what you can see here.
We're coming up to the 80th floor. You're headed to the top of the Empire State Building right here in the heart of New York City.
So I'm on the 80th floor, but there's still a few more floors to go. But it already feels higher than the Rockefeller Center. Empire State Building was okay. I think there were some nice views, don't get me wrong, and it was really nice that it gave you a bit about the history all the way before you got to the top. That was quite a nice little touch, and the King Kong bit was pretty cool. But I would say, even though it wasn't as high, the Rockefeller Center offered way better views than the Empire State, because you could even see Central Park, and you can see the Empire State Building, of course, when you're on the Rockefeller Center at top of the rock. Saturday morning, and it's my last few hours in New York City, and one thing I want to do before I go is try Joe's Pizza. It's not bad, $4 a slice. It's quite a big slice. Let's see how it tastes. It's pretty good for a pizza. So although I kind of feel ready to go home, it's been quite a long trip, very full-on trip over the past few weeks, that I'm often feeling ready to go home by the last day, but then the last day comes and it's, do you know what, I could do just like another day here, maybe 2 more days. And I think New York has been cool. I've had a good time. I felt very safe walking around. Got chatting to some people last night, went karaoke, which I really enjoyed, in a really cool bar. So yeah, I might come back to New York sometime. I've done most of the touristy things now, so I could sort of relax a bit more and see some other bits, especially somewhere like Brooklyn. I'd love to see a bit more Brooklyn, Queens, places like that.
You may say I'm a dream, but I'm not deep. I hope so.
looking people around here. Happiness is near. Smile in the corner, you should see the owner. The owner. And I'm wondering again, why this dream in my brain?